Namaste, Sacred Masters, and welcome to this pick a card session for your shadow work. We have the deck shuffle and 3 random cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck placed before you. If you want to purchase this deck, look for the link in the description box below. You can pause the video and take your time to see if any of these cards resonate with you, and then use the time code in order to jump to the card you choose. This is card 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget there are many more pick a card videos to choose from. You can find them in my playlist, Shadow Work Pick a Shadow Card, on my channel's main page, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more pick a card sessions. After you pick your card, I will explain what each card means in the book. Now, the book's description is poetic and can be confusing sometimes, but for the sake of sharing, I will read it out, then give you my interpretation of it. You will hear my interpretation when I remove my mask and speak with my normal voice. I will also give you a shadow prompt in order to get started on some shadow work based on the card you pick, together with Grabovia codes to help with your shadow work sessions, or sometimes a link to another video relating to the matter. Alright, let's get started. Pick a card and jump to the timestamp. The card you pick is Hiding Your True Self, and is represented by the third quarter moon. It is illustrated in a dazzling light where there is a hint of a door, like the door to a Hammam. Outside, draped in scarlet tunics, stand 2 women, one under the sign of the sun and the other beneath the sign of the moon. The sentence that resonates with this card is, you could be in front of a mirror, or you could hide behind a mirror, yet you chose to be the mirror. What this card means is we all hide. Hiding is a survival instinct. Do you want to be truly honest with yourself? Very few people will accept you then. You are too complicated to be comfortable, too plain to be considered, too contradictory to be easy, too exceptional to be believed, too plain to be considered. You can be the sun, you can be the moon, you can be the door, you can be the road, you can be the butterfly and the break. Maybe the question is not if, but when. Sometimes real solitude is when there is not a right moment to be yourself, and not the right person, and neither the right way. Being yourself like a moment in a spa. It is a massage for the soul, a purification process that brings in oxygen and turns away age and wear. It is bliss and pleasure. Oftentimes we hide behind a mask or a mirror so that we can blend in better with our surroundings, society, culture. We have a need to feel like we belong, and that's when we repress our true selves. Has there been something that you are embarrassed to do, like you are self-conscious about it, like singing or dancing? Ask yourself in a shadow prompt today, what is something I used to enjoy doing that I don't do anymore? This is not about doing something you don't like, it's about rekindling that spirit again. Even if you want to do it alone, like sing in the shower again, start to do it. You're also rejuvenating the shadow child in you. Use the Grabovia code 48189517499814 to encourage your self-esteem to grow while you're doing this shadow work. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste. The card you picked is Alone in the World. Represented by the third quarter moon, it is illustrated with a beautiful woman sitting naked on a precious bench under the morning light, in a closed and silent court paved with stone, laced by trees. Many blankets and drapes are around her, in color red and white like discarded wings. The sentence relating to the card: I made my home a cloister, my heart a chalice for the faintest breeze, and yet I stand alone. This card is about waiting for something to come back. When we parted ways, we promised each other, I will wait for you, and I will come back. We have used different words like, it's just for a few months, or a sharper pen like, I don't need you. Still, we are waiting. Mind has lost hope, body has lost memory, but our heart is still incomplete. It is shrined into a blessed feeling of longing and desire, innocence and hope. But it is also entombed into a well of solitude and distance. It builds walls to stall the passage of time, and the walls kept out everything. Will the prince come, or has the world gone silent while we waited? Waiting is a transition. It has a beginning and it has an end. Waiting is the night. Morning brings the sun to a new day.
Is there someone in your life that the absence of them makes you feel lonely? Whether it's an ex or a person that you wish to be with, oftentimes by placing them on a pedestal, it makes us feel more alone in our yearning for their company. Your shadow prompt should ask, what coping mechanisms have you been using to deal with being apart? You have to ask yourself whether you are feeling as though you are distracting yourself with outside stimulus, or are you doing something to actually better yourself rather than wallow in this negative state? Realize that the story of you and that personal person is probably a personalized one, and that it may be different for the other person. Find ways to heal and move on. If the person comes back, it is only to a new and improved version of you, something that nobody can resist. If you truly desire your ex or someone back, you can use this Grabovio number 1-8080818 or the video posted above and description box below. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.
The card you picked is Downcast Pride and is represented by the new moon phase. It is illustrated with the eyes dark with dried blood tears looking downwards. The face of a dark-skinned beautiful elf with gold laurels among her hair is stern and motionless. Roots plunge into her body from a golden collar. The sky behind her as gray as concrete. The sentence that resonates with this is, the root of sadness and grief is deeper than skin. The only delusion is the gray sky. What this card speaks about is how survival is the direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not the results of a subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it, as we strip day by day of our dignity in order to avoid conflict with a world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility, or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best parts of us, but rather we draw from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw from our laziness, fear, and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self-esteem. We are deluded when we think that we are only sacrificing our pride. We cling to vanity, but we can't afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall and winter, while we discard spring and summer as fairy tales. The sky can change color too. As long as we sometimes look up, we can notice.
One of the reasons that we do shadow work is to find our true and authentic self, the part of us that is lost because we develop traits, habits, and behaviors in order to adapt to culture. In order to survive, we have to pick up what we deem to be behavioral traits that others will like about us so that we can be accepted. A man becomes a doctor because that's what his parents want him to be, and he is respected by his peers because of his vocation. But what if, deep down inside, he always wanted to be a famous musician? He will never know. And the scary thing is, if he thinks about the what if on his deathbed, dying with regrets even in the company of his loved ones, that can be really, really sad. Take a look around you and ask yourself with this shadow prompt. What's one trait you see in other people that you wish you had? Whether you admire a particular person's determination to go beyond the norm and pursue their passions or their talent in something, ask yourself, why do you not possess this characteristic and how can you achieve it? Even if it means taking small steps, when you're looking for your hidden passions, harness the energies of determination and focus for learning with the Grabovio code 212-585-212. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.